everyone. My name is Karen Bernard. We are here for the fire department open house here in October. We are going to be interviewing to the police, the fire chief, and everybody else in the building. We hope to have a lot of excitement today. Hope you have a great time with me. So one of the events here are riding the fire trucks. So now we're going to take the time and see what people are thinking before they go on the fire truck. And then we're going to see how they think after they go on the fire truck and if their emotions change a bit. All right, we are standing here now with
Eric Tonneson.
And is this your first time here?
No.
So how have you been here? What year have you been here before?
A lot of years, like 3 other years, or probably so. We might have four years. I'm not that sure because I've only been here when I was 4, so I think I've been here 4 years.
So you think it's a fun time here?
Yes, I do.
So are you excited to go back on the fire trucks?
Yes, I am.
So are you gonna have a good time?
Probably.
Is this the only thing you're gonna ride today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna ride.
Are you gonna go back inside and check out all the stuff?
Yes, I am.
So here it is. Here's Eric. We are now standing here with
Owen.
So is this your first time riding the fire trucks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have a fun time?
Yes.
Are you excited to ride them?
Why one-on-one?
You went on one. You went on one so far?
Yeah.
That seems cool. Did you like it?
Yeah.
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 Does it seem fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's Owen. We are now standing here with Katie. So Katie, have you ever rode the fire trucks?
Many times.
Are you going with a sibling this time?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Brother or sister?
Brother.
Oh, younger?
Yeah. Yeah, he's young.
How many years?
Honestly, this is kind of embarrassing, but I don't really know.
Scary. Scary. Which truck are you hoping to ride?
Probably the old one.
That one right there? The old one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the old one. Here's Katie. This is what everybody's been waiting for. They either want to ride on the big hook or ladder or the Sanford that the chief is driving. I've been on these for many times now, but my favorite one was probably the Sanford because even though it was the oldest, but it's also the loudest. The chief is always driving. It's always a good time, even though there's no gate. You always think you're going to fall out, but it's so funny just to ride them. We're now going to go try to interview someone with either their kids or a parent. I'm here again, and we're now here with
Marlon and Ben.
Did you guys enjoy the ride, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
How fun was it on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's really, really awesome. It's super fun.
Did you guys were you sitting in the front or the back?
The back.
So maybe next time you guys can get the front and pull the horn.
Yeah.
Does that seem fun?
Yeah.
Ask that. You guys can wait in front of the line. I bet I can get you in there.
Okay.
All right. Here they are, guys. We are now here with the people that are going to ride the police car. Let's see what their names are.
I'm Sam. I'm Ann.
Are you guys excited to ride it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you guys going to pull the lights and try to, like, knock out the police officer and take the car over?
Probably not. Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? Does it look fun from everybody else?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys want to do the sirens?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah? All right. What's your favorite siren out of all of them? Make it into the microphone.
Probably the one I just heard from that truck.
What's better with the police car?
What?
What's your favorite siren out of the police car?
Probably the siren.
Which one, the wee or the one?
The wee.
The wee? Yeah, the wee. Yeah, all right. Here they are, guys. We are now here with the person that is gonna ride the police car with their family. What's your name?
Julia?
Julia? That's a pretty name. So you guys excited to ride the police car?
Yes.
Yeah? Are you guys want to sit in the front or the back?
What?
Are you gonna ride in the front or the back?
The front.
Front? Front. Do you like the sirens and the lights?
Yes.
I bet you can ask the policeman to go flying around the area.
Yes.
You look fun. Is it excited? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna have fun, right?
Yes.
Does it look fun?
Yes.
You like saying yes. All right, here's Julia. When you come down to the annual fire department open house, you gotta meet Sparky. Is that correct? Yeah. I remember when I was little, I saw Sparky riding around in a little fire truck before he was an actual mascot. Or I believe it is a dog. Right? Dog? Yeah, dog thingy. Do you do any tricks? Grabbing your head, that's it? You don't do a flip? Roll over! Down. Play dead. I'm now here with Scott Wiggins, which is the fire department chief. How you doing today?
Excellent. Thanks for coming tonight.
So what's the whole point of this?
Well, it's to make people aware of public safety, fire safety, and safety in general. We have police, we have fire, we have the CERT team here. So it's exposure to what the community does, the fire service and the police service offers the community, and the ability that they can see safety devices. And it's an awareness to make sure household appliances, your smoke detectors, your fire extinguishers, and safety things in your home are checked and validated that they are working and in proper order.
So why are you driving the Sanford and not having one of your other people do it while you're not inside enjoying all the other people?
Because I'm only one of few who can drive it, But no, there's other guys that can drive it, but it's just get to meet and greet the people, and it's nice to be out here.
It's not because you're the oldest one here, right?
It's not because I'm the oldest one. I've seen older people here. Is this why somebody set you up on these questions?
All right, we are now inside the fire station. As you can see, there's a lot of people walking around. Or really, no one. I'm now here with Ian Close now, who I call Crazy Pants. Zoom into his pants. They're really crazy. But right now, what do you think this is all about?
This is the Bedford Fire Department's choice of entertainment for kids.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it actually was kind of fun.
Do you like school?
No. That's honest.
Yeah, we all know that's true. So why did you choose to wear these pants, not any kind of other pants?
These are nice, warm, and comfortable, and it'll be nice and warm, but yet it's still doing what I love.
So it's not because like your dad's is one of the people that work here, right?
No.
No, it's not.
No.
Okay. It does go with your boots too, right?
Yes.
Is this your favorite outfit, all of this?
No.
How come you didn't wear the softball jerseys?
Good point. I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it. I know your dad has extras.
Yeah, he gave them all away.
All right. Here's Ian Close. We're now here with my dad, Freight Train Fulton, or as we call him here in Bedford, Lieutenant Bernard. So what this is all about for you guys, even though this is a Bedford event?
Well, this is the Bedford Fire Department Open House and Fire Prevention. We basically come together as one every year to basically teach everybody about fire prevention and safety tips, crime prevention and safety tips. We expanded this year. We also obviously have our table that we have every year, which we have our for community policing. We have our senior citizen program. We have our youth program, neighborhood watch, and the business and retail. We also have this year our CERT program, which is basically our community emergency response team, which they're volunteers. They come out whenever there's an emergency in Bedford. We activate them, and they're volunteers. We used them twice so far this year. We had a couple of accidents and a fire. They came out. They help us direct traffic and basically relieve a police officer at a scene where we can relieve an officer in case of emergency. They can go back on the road. We also have our Driving Towards Zero, Survive the Drive. Basically, it teaches people what it's like when they're texting and driving and when they're drinking and driving. There's a simulator there that you can sit down and they'll put some goggles on you and they'll show you what it's like to be driving while you're impaired. So, but going back into our table, I just really want to express to everybody in town or show what we have here. We have the Are You OK program, which is an elderly or senior citizens reassurance program. If you want to learn more about that, you can call the PD. We also have our Neighborhood Watch, which is really taken off. We have a Neighborhood Watch now on Suzanne Drive, which covers Champaign, Chardonnay Terrace, all those roads off of Suzanne. We also have Camelot Drive, who wants to be part of the Neighborhood Watch, as well as other communities or streets in town who are very interested in joining the Neighborhood Watch program. We really want to push that, and if anybody's interested in a Neighborhood Watch, to call us at the Bedford Police Department, 472-5113, extension 340, and we'll get you set up. Basically, you get your neighbors together. We can do it at somebody's house. We can do it at the police department, basically teaching people Neighborhood Watch what to look out for, how to keep each other safe, and whatnot. We also have, if you can see here, we have what we have. If someone wants to be part of the Neighborhood Watch, we will put this sign on both sides of the street. Basically, it's a warning. It's not a crime watch. It's a neighborhood watch. It's neighbors watching out for neighbors. Kids coming home from school, and other things like that. We also have a youth program. We do several youth programs in McKelvey School. A couple of the officers after school will go out to McKelvey School, play kickball, volleyball, basketball with the kids. We have a business and retail program. We meet with all the businesses in town, and we teach them about shoplifting, crime prevention, especially now in October. Next month will be really the holiday season, the Black Friday, Christmas season. We try to educate them through what to watch out for. Try to tell their employees, their shoppers, on educate them on how to be careful when they're out and shopping. We also have our TV shows, The Burglary in Bedford. We educate them. We also have another show coming out soon, which is going to be a car break in Bedford. So altogether, we're trying to reach out to the community and make them become one with the Bedford Police Department, and educate them on crime safety, crime prevention, and safety tips.
Now, this is your last question. Now, I know this is a fire department. Now, why are the Bedford Police here?
Well, basically, we come together. On an open house like this, it's a safety complex. Yes, it is a fire prevention and fire department open house, but we are in the same complex as them. So we try to come together and not only teach fire prevention, but crime prevention tips as well.
Thank you. We're now here with Ron Mishu. He's going to tell us what CERT is all about.
Hi, thank you. Again, I'm Ron Mishu, the director of the newly founded Bedford CERT team. A lot of people aren't too familiar what a CERT team is. Basically what we are is we're a group of volunteers, and our job is to come out and aid the police department, the fire department, during an emergency, to free them up and do the smaller items, to allow them to go out and help the community out that need more, what's the word I want to use, maybe a priority level. So basically we would take back and help them out on the lower end. One of the main reasons we got the CERT team going is when I met with the police chief and fire chief, they wanted somebody, a team that they could depend on for traffic purposes. And another priority they had was to make sure that during an ice storm, snowstorm, where power is lost in Bedford, that we would be able to operate a shelter to allow the residents of Bedford to come in and live there for a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it takes. So again, the CERT team means Community Emergency Response Team, and basically we just graduated our first class in June. We have another graduation coming up November 7th, because we just did our second class. So we're going to be about 31 members right now, which is totally awesome for a new CERT team that just started less than 6 months ago. Again, we've been trained in traffic already. We've already taken our first part through the American Red Cross. They taught us shelter. So we're kind of ready. We're just looking for more people that want to get interested in taking the class and maybe helping out the community. And the best way of doing that is just go into our website. It's www.bedfordnewhampshirecert.org. And they can see what we've done and all the different training and the fun we have doing it. But again, we're here to aid the first responders.
Now, have you ever been out on the road to help a situation?
Okay, I started my CERT team with Goffstown back in 2005 when I took the first 20-hour class. And I was out there hundreds of hours during the Mother's Day floods of 2006, followed by the floods in 2007. Set up numerous shelters for people during that time. Have been through many disasters, and the reason I brought it to Bedford is we relocated, and I think every town should have a CERT team in this state. Right now, I believe there's 26 CERT teams in the state of New Hampshire, and there's around 4,800 in the whole country. It is a rapid growing organization to aid, first responders and communities.
Well, I'd like to congratulate you on doing this, and I hope you have a good time with it.
Well, thank you very much for the invite.
I am now here with Kim Griswold, and she is going to tell us what Driving Towards Zero is all about.
Driving Towards Zero is a collaboration with a lot of state and private agencies that has a goal of reducing roadway crashes that involve fatalities and severe injuries or any kind of injuries to zero.
So is it help with impairity and helps with people how to see what drunk driving is all about?
Actually, the Driving Towards Zero Deaths program talks about 9 critical emphasis areas, and those are the areas that have been proven through a bunch of information to have the best effect on reducing the number of severe injuries and fatalities in the state of New Hampshire. So we do talk about impairment. We talk about speeding, we talk about distracted driving, so texting, talking on the phone, talking to other passengers in the car, anything that makes you not concentrate on what you're doing when you're behind the wheel of the car. We also talk about adolescent drivers, older drivers. We talk about engineering of roads and how we can improve those things to help make roads safer.
So this is about texting, how you can get highly injured off of this and how you can be safe even more while you're driving. So what would you recommend for this age to be coming to try this game?
Well, what you see behind you is a simulator that we've put together, and the goal of that is to allow people to experience what it's actually like to drive impaired. So you'll see that they have goggles on, and the goggles actually simulate impairment. So people can attempt to drive, while they have the goggles on. They can see how difficult it is to really do that, and then hopefully it will prevent them from doing that when they're actually out on the road. We can also do it with just having people pull out their phone and start texting, and when they start to try and text and drive, they realize that taking your eyes off the road is not really good. It's really not good in this situation, but it's even worse when you're actually out there driving.
Now, I know they have a law for this in Massachusetts. Do you think they should have a law for it in New Hampshire?
A law for texting and driving? There actually is a law in New Hampshire. It's illegal to text and drive. Sometimes that's hard to enforce because you don't know if people are looking down at their phone and texting or if they're punching in a phone number, but it actually is illegal to text and drive in the state of New Hampshire.
Do you like the law how it is so far, and do you think they should make any improvements to it?
I think that there's a lot of things that we can do to make New Hampshire roads safer. Some of that is through legislation, and some of that is through people just taking personal responsibility for how they act when they're behind the wheel of a car.
Thank you.
I have one more thing.
Awesome.
We have a website. It's NHDTZ or NHDrivingTowardsZero.com, and you can go there and get a bunch of information about the program, share your stories with us, find out where we're going to be at other events, and most importantly, go on and take the pledge to be a safe driver.
I actually have one more question before we go. Do you know anybody that has ever actually had this happen to them, or do you know anybody that's ever seen this happen?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of people with stories about how they've either lost a loved one through some sort of a fatality. And a lot of times the fatalities don't just involve one of our critical emphasis areas, it can involve several of them. So there's a lot of stories out there. I do have some of my friends and family who have experienced the consequences of, you know, it's not only impaired or distracted driving, it's speeding and all of the other things that make you an unsafe driver. So it's just really important for everybody, no matter what age they are, that when they're behind the wheel, they just really concentrate on driving safely.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm now here with Captain Murray of the Bedford Fire Department. So what's going on over here?
Well, right behind us, we have a firefighter. He's taking this young lady's blood pressure on her, it's called a Life Pack 12. Basically, he's just checking to make sure that her blood pressure is within normal limits. He's checking her, it's called pulse oximetry, making sure that her pulse and her blood pressure is in normal limits. And he's also showing what we do if we come to somebody's house and they need some type of medical assistance. So we would do a 12 lead or a 3 lead. Right now he's doing a 3 lead, which means he's got a readout, and that will tell exactly what the heart is doing at the moment. So this whole table here is basically called our EMS table, Emergency Medical Services. So we're explaining to the public how to use an AED, an automatic external defibrillator, or our new machine called a Lucas. This basically, it does CPR all by itself. We put it underneath the patient, and as we're transporting to the hospital or even coming outside of a house, this will do the compressions up and down in case we have a long transport time. Further, walking down a little bit over here, this is some of the specialty equipment that some of the firefighters use. We call this their protective clothing, their turnout gear. All this turnout gear here weighs about 50 pounds. Then they put on the air pack, the SCBA, breathing air, and that total is around 70 pounds that they carry around. Some other specialty equipment is some airbags to lift cars up. It's called a blitz fire, different types of hoses and nozzles. And here's, as you've probably heard, the jaws of life. It's called a Homatro tool. So these are all specialty equipment that the firefighters have to learn, and they have to learn how to use them every day. In the back here we have basically a hoisting system. If somebody's trapped underground or in a tunnel system, we have this basically type of 3-point hitch that we can lift them out of the ground. So the whole fire department is out here. We're trying to show the general public of what their fire department is all about. Every year we can see maybe 700 to 900 people that come by. They may just come by for pizza or just to watch a video or just to get to know what their firefighters is all about. But as you can see, it's pretty busy here from 5 to 8 p.m. most of the nights that we're here. There's also the Bedford Police. There's our safety trailer. The American Red Cross will come by and they'll demonstrate what happens in a disaster. There's LeBlanc Heating way down the other end. They're showing us what happens if you don't clean your boiler or your furnace. It's pretty cool how if you don't clean it the right way, how it could catch on fire. And as we go down the line, we have a chimney professional that shows you what happens if you have a chimney fire. Over here is something called Puro Clean. This is a company that if your house catches on fire, if you have water damage or smoke damage, they'll come out and clean your house and get you back so you can live in the house. Over to the right, way down the end, is 911. If you call 911, they show you what happens, what information you need for that. And we have the Bedford Lions Club. They're talking about early education for kids, making sure that kids know how to get out of a house, and we're right back here again. Outside, I'm sure you've already had some interview of some of the kids taking a ride on the fire truck, the police vehicle. And then the last thing we're going to do about 6:30 is we have a mock kitchen over there, and hopefully you can come and watch us and see how quick a kitchen fire can turn into a whole house fire, and we're going to show you some things with that.
So when there's a fire and you get the alarm here, how long does it take to respond?
Well, that's a tough question because if we're all in the station, if we're working and doing training, if we're in the station, hopefully we can get to your house between 5 to 10 minutes. If some of the firefighters are at the hospital because they took somebody to the hospital because they're hurt, it could take a few more minutes for us to get to your house. So that's why we're teaching everybody how to take care of themselves. If your smoke detector goes off, get out of the house 2 ways. Go to a meeting place, stay outside, never go back inside. So it's important that you'll know that the fire department will respond, but it's even more important that you learn all these safety tips, and that's why we have this open house today.
Now, I know someone wanted me to ask you a question. What is the point of the safe house in the trailer to has all the smoke and it has the fire? Does it teach them how to get out of the house, or does it teach them how long what does it happen?
That's called a fire safety house. It's not just about smoke detectors going off. It's not just about getting out of a window. That safety trailer teaches people what to do when the smoke detector goes off, no 2 ways out of a house. They're also teaching the kids inside not to play with hot stoves, or if somebody's cooking in their house, what it sounds like when the smoke detector goes off. So it's a good learning tool, because some people have never been exposed to smoke in their house and they don't know really what to do. We want to make sure that they learn to get out 2 ways. For the little kids, don't hide under the bed, don't hide in the closet. Wait for your mom and dad to go to the meeting place. So what the safety trailer does is exposes parents and kids how to be prepared for an emergency in your house. Not just smoke, but it could be a hurricane or weather-related storms.
Now, I know I already asked the chief this and the police officers, but I want to know what it's like, this whole occasion for the open house. What is it like to you?
For me, this is it's a lot of work. We start this about 3 months earlier, and as you can see, we've been doing this about 16 years. And the first year, it was exciting. We had a lot of people, but every year that we hold an open house, there's just more and more new people, and it's very rewarding for us as firefighters, because we think that the public likes what we're doing, and we like to show them that all the things that we do for them in our town, we can showcase it right here. So it's a long night, but it's just look around. We're having a lot of fun.
What does it mean for you to have all these people come out here?
Well, just like I said, some people didn't even know that the fire department has 2 ambulances, or they have 5 engines, or they have an ATV, or a boat, or a specialty trailer. A lot of people just think that when they call 911, the only thing they're going to get is an ambulance or 1 truck. But we have close to 40 firefighters that they're not all on duty on the same time, but throughout a 4-day cycle, we can respond to all different types of emergencies. We just don't respond to fires or just take care of people in automobile accidents. As you go around today and as you're seeing, the fire department does so many things, and that's how we stay so the public knows that we're doing a good job.
No, I'd like to thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
We're here at the fire safety home, and my friend Ian has been this in thousands and dozens of times. Now he's going to tell us what this is about and what is inside of it.
Okay, what this is about at first, as you can see, he's giving a talk to you, and they're all sitting up there, and you're going to listen to the talk. If you know something, you can raise your hand and he'll call on you. And then what happens after that, they'll start, they'll turn on the smoke detectors, and they'll start going off, and then there's this door that's right about there in the trailer. It's this door, and they put a heater behind it, so when you put your hand on it, it's hot to the touch, and that's why they always tell you put your back of the hand on the door. He'll tell you that, and then you'll put your back of your hand on your door, and then they teach you how to climb out the window when they put a ladder to it.
Now, do all these kids get out, or do they have to use a stairway, or is there another way out? Especially for the parents, because the parents don't want to climb out.
Yes, right there, there's a ladder behind this trailer, but that door is if someone can't get out, but they still want to know what's going to happen. That's... See,
no, I can see
smoke filling in right
the
now.
smoke filling in right now, yeah.
See the smoke from the smoke that they put in to start to filter right now. See, they're all getting up and filing out.
Now, is it orderly fashion as you should get out, or should you just go out running in a panic?
Safe as possible, which would be orderly fashion. Like
So you shouldn't be going like, ah, oh my God,
I'm gonna be trampling over each other to get out.
All right, maybe I should go this in with you. Maybe we can both give another interview about this.
Yes.
All right,
That'd be
thank
great.
you. I hope you had a better understanding what the Bedford Fire Department open house is all about. Right behind us right now is Captain Murray is going to be doing a demonstration exactly 6:30 at night. And he's gonna like teach us how to use fire extinguishers and how fast a kitchen fire can spread. I hope to see you all next year, and I hope you all have fun if you came here this year. I'm Karen Bernard, and this is
Ian Close.
and hope to see you next year.
Okay, we're going to get going here. Today what we're going to demonstrate to you is, if you can take a look behind us, what we have is a mock kitchen that we set up the other day. Basically, we have a stove, we have sheetrock in the back, some curtains, and some cabinets. And that's not a bad-looking kitchen. I think I would eat in this kitchen if I had to. Some of the problems that you might even find in your own house is, before you start turning on the stove and before you start cooking on the top, there are some problems with this kitchen, if you can take a notice. It may look like it's a safe kitchen, but there are some problems here with this kitchen, and you should really pay attention when somebody's cooking. So the first thing that we want everybody to realize is only adults should be cooking in a kitchen, all right? We don't ever want any children to start turning on the stoves, or if your parents or whoever's taking care of you walks away from the stove, it's very important that you don't walk in front of it, touch any pans. If you went through the fire safety trailer, you'll see how a stove can turn and those hot liquids would come onto you and you might get burned. So it's very important that you realize before you start using your kitchen to know that this is not a safe kitchen. We're going to show you some things today that should scare you. They really should scare you, because before you turn on that first burner, even to boil water, you can't have things hanging around the top burner and something inside. So real quick, even though these are pretty nice little towels, maybe they're going to help you clean up in the kitchen, they shouldn't be over the heating source. Same thing with the paper towels. If you ever have to reach over to get a paper towel over a hot stove, you need to make sure that your clothing is not hanging down over the stove. It doesn't matter whether you have electric stove or gas stove. This is not safe because there's too many things hanging around the kitchen. Over to the side. How many of you have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen? All right, if you have a fire extinguisher, this is not the best place to put a fire extinguisher because you have to reach over the stove. The best place for a kitchen fire extinguisher is somewhere in the kitchen, not in the cabinets, not hidden downstairs in the basement. It should be near the back door, the door that you're going out, so you can see it as you're running out if there's a fire. It needs to make sure that it's the right type of fire extinguisher, an ABC type dry chemical extinguisher for the kitchen, all right? Some of the other things, we have pot holders, papers, little dish rags, cups. All this is a fire waiting to happen. So, what I'm going to try and demonstrate today is, what do you do when you have a fire on the top of your stove? What should you do? And what should you do if you have a fire inside the stove? It's very important that you do 3 specific things. Whenever you discover a fire, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're at work, you're at school, or you're in your own house, the first thing you do when you discover a fire is sound the alarm. Yell, fire, fire, fire. Pull the fire alarm. Call 911. Get out of the building. Because fire triples itself. Every 30 seconds, a fire goes from this size to this size to this size. So in 1 minute, watch some of the videos and watch how fast a fire goes from a fire on top of the stove to this whole kitchen. It'll catch on fire even before the time that you can run to get your fire extinguisher and come back in. So if you can't put the fire out within the first 30 seconds, make sure you know what you should do. Sound the alarm, evacuate the building, go to a meeting place that's outside. Stay outside, call 911, and never go back inside a house fire. More people die going back into the house to go get a pet or a special toy or some type of video or something that they want that they think they can just go back in for 30 seconds. Never, ever, ever go back inside a burning building. And after today, you're going to see how quick this fire takes off, takes the rest of these curtains and this cabinets, and next thing you know, it's coming right over your head. If we had the time, we were going to build a special room here, but we don't have time to do that because I'm going to show you how quick this goes. All right, so Fire Inspector Hunter is in the back here. All right, we're going to make believe that you didn't check the stove. Can you believe it? I've gone to house fires where somebody turned on the oven trying to pre-warm it, didn't even check inside the stove to see that there was something inside of there. Maybe somebody put an empty pizza box, or maybe you have pots or pans. So the first thing you need to do before you do anything on the stove is to make sure that there's not things around it that are going to hurt you. Start clearing the stove out of the way. Make sure that these things aren't hanging around, all right? So let's just make believe that you came home, you want to cook a pizza real quick, and all of a sudden, you turn the stove on without looking at what's inside. Is it going? All right. The next thing that happens is a firefighter shows up with a helmet and looks like me. Seriously, because in a few minutes, this stove is going to be out of control. There's going to be some type of fire because you didn't check inside of there. Is it going? Yep. You open up the stove, you shut it for a second, you look inside, the fire is not going out. What should I do? What's the first thing that I should do? Call 911, evacuate the building. But why don't I just shut the stove off? At this point, it's too late. The fire's already started. So, if you think that you can put this fire out, if you think it's small enough, you've called 911, you've told everybody to get out of the building. If you think your fire extinguisher can do this, the first thing you want to do is make sure, check inside that the fire isn't too big. You open up the door and you use your fire extinguisher, hopefully the one that's in this another part of the house. You pull a pin, aim it at the base of the fire, and then get out of the house. One shot, that fire should go out. If it doesn't go out, if the fire does not go out, shut the door, get out of the house, because at this point, you're not going to save yourself and the rest of the house, all right? So, very simple. If you have a fire inside the oven, shut the oven off. Call 911, get out of the building. If you think you can put the fire out, if it's small enough, shut the door, use the fire extinguisher, all right? So, why don't you go ahead and light it. Light it again. Yep. All right, so let's take this one step further. Let's say your stove is on fire again, and you didn't do the first thing that I told you to do, is call 911. You ran downstairs, you went to go and try and find your fire extinguisher, you can't find it. By the time you come back, you left the stove open. Look how quick this smoke is starting to build up in the room. 30 seconds, it started as a small fire like this. Now we have a total out of control fire inside your stove. You can't shut it off. You can't do anything else. If this keeps on going, next thing you know, your curtains are going to catch on fire. The rest of the building's going to catch on fire. Look at that, 30 seconds. We've been doing this for 30 seconds right now. Another 45 seconds, another few minutes. Next thing you know, you light this in the back. Light the pan. If you don't put this fire out very soon, next thing you know, the kitchen's going up, the curtains are going up, and anything that's on the top of the stove. You try to put it out with a rag, all that's going to do is just feed the fire. Next thing you know, the fire's getting bigger. I can't put it out, it's too big. How do you put out a fire on the top of the stove? Can you put a fire out on the top of the stove? I think you can. That's a little bit dangerous. I should be outside the building right now at my meeting place at the end of the driveway, doing a check to make sure my family's there. Don't worry about the pets. Don't worry about anybody else. Now this fire's going a little bit faster. Can I put it out? I don't think I can. I put that out. Can I take my fire extinguisher? I don't know. I don't think I can. I should not be breathing this. The fire did not go out. So see how quick it went from a small little stove fire? Now we're talking about the whole kitchen. That one's done. I don't know what to do at this point. The idea is this kitchen is not going to go out. You should not be in the house. You should not run back in. You should be outside. How should you put out a single pan fire? Anybody have any ideas? How would you put out a single pot on the stove? Cover it. It's simple as cover it. Make sure you use the cover next to it anytime you're cooking. Can I put this out at this point? I don't think so. I'm past the point of where this fire could go out. Next thing you know, so I grab my fire extinguisher. It's next to the door. ABC type dry chemical fire extinguisher. You need to have one of these in your house. 10-pound ABC inside of here is sodium bicarbonate, just like baking soda in your kitchen. If you don't have a fire extinguisher, go inside your refrigerator and get that Arm & Hammer and do this. That's how quick. Don't breathe this. See how quick that fire went out? Make sure, do me a favor, have a fire extinguisher, have a plan, go outside, go to your meeting place, and never, never, never go back inside. Okay, thank you very much.